I got into politics explicitly because of how egregiously one-sided I perceived Reddit to be. I barely paid any attention to anything besides who the president was, politically speaking, but everything Reddit said always felt off, like waking up, getting out of bed, and moving around only to find everything is slightly wrong. There's too much space between your computer desk and your bed, the TV is too big, the air conditioner isn't in the window even though it's July. Like the switch point of a horror movie, you suddenly understand that you are not in the world of the real, and then you wake up yet again. Even without third-party influences, I knew that Reddit was wrong, that their mentality was wrong, some awful, blurry dream. Realizing just how cancerous their influence was on the world, I decided to make a YouTube video specifically to vocalize this. But I became a bit distracted, I admit, by the political world outside of Reddit, which was all relatively new to me, and I have not made an anti-Reddit campaign video in quite a while. Today, I would amend that flaw, at least slightly, at least with one video. Reddit is so repetitive that you cannot make endless videos explaining it, as every video would then be the same, because the problem with Reddit is that they are all slack-jawed, knuckle-dragging wastes of oxygen. Zombies who cannot even perceive that they are in a dream, who intend to transfer their disease to everyone around them and infect everyone with their political retardation. So, today, to exemplify this, I bring you a thread I first witnessed a few hours after it was posted, and I knew instantly that it was hocus pocus and decided to make a video out of it. I bookmarked it and came back a day later. Then I checked again 2 days later. Now it was locked within the first 24 hours of posting, and yet over the course of a day, to the second day, it had gained 10,000 upvotes, while locked. This shows clearly how potent the plague of stupidity is. It now sits at 37,000 upvotes, having gone up since the recording of the background video here, on a subreddit which I had never heard of until this thread, r/pourstea, a subreddit which posts exclusively anti-Republican content, and I will provide a link to this sub below, so don't take my word for it, glance at a few thread titles yourself and see the truth of the world. And this thread is nothing more than a picture. One with no source, for that matter, and which showcases Mamdani sneering like a rat and a woman who looks miserable standing under a fan, with text merely suggesting that Mamdani had the fans installed in the subway. To me, it clearly seems like a joke at Mamdani's expense. To me, it seems like this is saying that he's doing so little that he can barely install a fan. I decided to do infinitely more than any of these oxygen thieves did. I looked into it. It originally started, as far as I can tell from spending a whopping 10 minutes researching it, from numerous women creating comedy skits on TikTok. Yes, that's right. It's not a humanitarian crisis. There's no one passing out from heat exhaustion. It's young, scantily clad women, you know, the kind Muslims love, walking around the subway recording TikTok sketches. Firstly, the two complaining, Kamia and Kyra. There may be others, but that's the way these things work. People see something and then they chime in. Kamia seems to be the origin of all of this. I'll take a couple looks at her videos, but Kyra is dressed like a hooker in every video, so I'll just provide the one of her and then a link to her TikTok if you want to see the rest of her channel. As for Kamia, she's doing something similar to a hunger strike. She's repeatedly dancing around and singing her song Until Blank Happens. Until Blank Happens is not the name of her song, that's just her demand.
Ma'am, Mamdani, please come to the front. My name is Kamia, and I've been appointed as a representative for the New Yorkers of New York, and they are very concerned about the temperature of the subway stations. It's hot. They've been reporting that they're about to pass out, that it's hotter than Texas. And last but not least, they say in the 14th reported, starting off with the 14th Street Union Square location, and I will be doing the Wendy's Lemonade Dance Challenge until this is fixed. Thank you so much, and we look forward to...
The demand changes depending on the video, dancing until the fast food chain Wendy's uses her hit song, seems to be the origin of all of this, her tactic I mean, with it transforming into dancing until Mamdani puts AC in the subways, of which she's made multiple videos after this went viral, as you can see with this one that currently has 1.6 million views, and it appears that it wasn't even her first video regarding the AC, but it was likely the source of all of this nonsense. Presumably an idea spawned from how sweaty she got dancing around in the subways and trying to use social media to hold other people hostage until she got famous. Both of them are making the same complaint, that it's too hot and that they need AC in the subway, which anyone who can outsmart a G-string would know is an impossibility to realistically do. Then there's this video by Vivi. This is what the Reddit thread provided as proof for Mamdani being literally Jesus. I saw someone say that on her TikTok. Literally Jesus. There's also Germans and Filipinos begging him to become their president. Absolutely shameless lolcows. Anyway, Vivi's TikTok account is described as, quote, acclaimed, critically, comedian. And it does, as you can see, appear to be full of comedy skits. But look at the comments on her video. They were so shocked by how they just saw the video of someone complaining, and now there's already a fan installed. They cannot fathom any other alternative timeline, like the video taken by Vivi being in a different subway, and these two videos being unrelated out of anything besides comedic intent, like the Chinese pigs with AC being posted to humiliate Europeans without AC. No. The only solution is that Mamdani installed these fans within 2 days of the woman complaining on TikTok, obviously, and he did it with his bare hands, while also solving the problem of white supremacy, no less. If their genius terrifies you, just ask yourself how much worse the illiterate ones must be. So, this is where it gets weird. And hilarious. Mamdani actually met with Kamia.
Mr. Mamdani, we love you in New York City. You're doing an amazing job. But we just need one thing. We got to get some AC up in these train stations. Mr. Mamdani, man, Mamdani,
who didn't even know his name, as a result of her little show on TikTok. The awesome, horrible power of social media. Though obviously, Kamia had no real input to bring to this, but as it was all a publicity stunt, that didn't matter. However, as a result of this, Mamdani and the MTA, which is New York's public transit agency, announced in a press conference, linked below, an initiative to study, survey, and test ways to reduce the temperature in the subway through geothermal boreholes and other such air exchanges, diffusions, and scientific methods that have abso-fucking-lutely nothing to do with fans.
Air comes in and out. Now, the best way to combat the experience of excessive heat is with fast and reliable train service, so people get on and off the platforms as quickly as possible into an air-conditioned subway car. But at the same time, we are exploring a lot of possible solutions to make the stations more comfortable, starting with the feasibility study we're doing right here at the Chambers Street JZ Brooklyn Bridge City Hall complex. Together with the city, we're looking into innovative thermal energy networks. They're called TENs, T-E-N, and the geothermal concepts that will allow us to capture, store, and then transfer the excessive heat in a subway station like this so that it can be used come the winter to heat the buildings upstairs. This technology has never been tested before in a transit system here in this country, but it is being used elsewhere in the city, like at St. Patrick's Cathedral, they're using it, and also at the New York Botanical Garden. And it's also being used in Canada and in Europe. We're excited because it could be a real win-win. Cooler stations for our subway riders, and the city of New York gets to save on energy costs, potentially.
I almost feel bad for Mamdani there. He looks like a husband who just sat down to dinner with his annoying in-laws who have just announced that they're buying the house next door to him. But then again, this is all because he had to virtue signal, so he deserves it. As for the never been tried before or whatever cooling system, well, hopefully it works out better than California's bazillion-dollar railway, right? Anyway, given these circumstances I have provided, and provided that I am correct in my understanding of it, this Reddit post is as I instantly surmised. A troll. Either a troll or a spectacular display of idiocy. Either way, it revealed nothing new to me, as the leftist cult of Islam and socialism, and really just anti-America is what it's actually about, is something they proudly champion. But the fact that it gained 10,000 upvotes after being locked does help exemplify just how dangerous stupid people are, and it perfectly explains that universal suffrage was a mistake. Idiots do not deserve the right to vote, and this thread will be linked in the bio below so that you can see for yourself. So that you can see the endless glazing of Mamdani, socialism, and Islam. Now make sure to read the comments on Vivi's TikTok video too, in order for you to properly understand the boundless hatred Democrats have for everything the leftists stand against, which is rather ironic considering Islam would stand against the clothing and exposed hair of these half-naked women begging Mamdani for AC. But as I said, their true aim is destroying America. It's not actually about Mamdani or Islam or anything else. See, idiocy, when it allows the enemy to destroy your own country, is tantamount to treason. Stupidity is a sin, but white countries have become such soft welfare states that they cannot even determine the difference between a traitor and an activist. These people are praising Mamdani and attacking America with every single post, and anyone who dares say anything otherwise is brigaded against and mass downvoted. Mental gymnastics are performed over and over because there's no possible way that this post could be propaganda. It must be true. Why else would they say that the fans have been installed? It's either a joke or, in fact, propaganda, but propaganda against the left if it is. Yet, these people are so dumb that they think it's Allah's gospel, prophesizing Mamdani's glorious purpose to become the USA's president and lead us into the utopia of Islamunism. People who are saying they're from New York on this Reddit thread, on the TikTok, they're saying they're from New York, and they're saying that this is fake, and that these fans have been there for years, some even saying the decades. Guess what? Downvoted. Some people even provide evidence, like this other Reddit post from 2 years ago, which says that these fans are being installed, and guess what? They have an Instagram link which shows the videos of the fans being installed. These exact fans, presumably, I mean, it's not obviously in the exact same picture as the one from the TikTok video, but it seems to be the same thing, in the same general area, some subway with the same overhead industrial fan. They don't care about that. They don't care about proof. They don't care about the suggestion of proof. Does this do anything to slow the avalanche of upvotes pouring in? Obviously not. And dare not anyone criticize anything that Mamdani has done otherwise, or else they will be buried under that avalanche. I always feel apologetic making such low-effort videos. Pathetic, even. Like, who cares? Who would watch? To prove that Democrats are nuts, you gotta go big. Like Nick Shirley big. Blow the whole lid off of it, right? But sometimes I think simple is best. I mean, this video, it took me hours to research, write, record, and produce, but I knew this was all horse shite the instant I saw the thread. The instant I saw it. It didn't take hours. Just one moment of looking at it. And yet, so many people believe it, hook, line, and sinker. I'm going through all of these hoops in the hopes of pushing back, even slightly, against the insanity of the Western world's lowest bidder. And you don't need to have mainstream news. You don't need to use independent journalists. You just need to stop believing everything you see without question. That's what separates the wheat from the chaff. The Democrats are so stupid, so brainwashed, so conditioned, so captivated, so dazzled, so charmed, so beguiled, and so many other redundant terms, that they are a danger to wherever they make their nests, such as the USA, and their breeding grounds, places like Reddit, are a treacherous hive of villainy. Threads like this are the indisputable, irrefutable, incontrovertible proof of their envenomation, and they act as poisoned corpses in the well of the world. And in the event that I'm wrong, in the event that Mamdani really did have these industrial fans installed over the course of a few days after a TikTok complaint, okay, sure, in that scenario, I would have egg on my face. But all of these people who were saying that Mamdani deserves to rule the world and that white America deserves to be obliterated, well, they're down on their knees with his balls on their face because he, in their mind, installed a fan. That's still pretty embarrassing. Anyway, that's all I wanted to whine about for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please do the YouTube things.